What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about Ahsoka, episodes 6 and 7. I'm going to try to condense my thoughts a little bit this time. The last video was a little long, but let's just hop into it. So in episode 6, at the beginning of the episode, we arrive at Peridia with our villains. And I gotta say, I really like the design of Peridia, from the Saturn-like ring that's made out of Purgo carcasses to the landscape. I think it's a cool planet. I was not expecting to find Night Sisters on Peridia, and I don't really know why. A few episodes ago when we were on Cetos, the waypoint that they used to get to Peridia was built by the Night Sisters, so I don't know why I wasn't expecting to see them. But we do find some on Peridia, and I think their design is great, and it's good to see them, as always. And then a short while later, we have Thrawn coming in on the Chimera. Thrawn obviously is being played by Lars Mikkelsen, who is the voice of Thrawn in animation. And I feel like with all the cameos and with all the characters that this show has given us, getting Lars Mikkelsen back as Thrawn is a little bit underrated for some reason. I feel like it's not talked about enough, but he's such a great actor and this role is his, and it's so great to have him back in live action. I think the design of everything has been cool, from Captain Enoch's armor to the new Stormtrooper variants to the Chimera obviously having some wear and tear and maybe some repair, not being quite as, nice looking as it's supposed to, but I like it. It's just those little variations that make it feel like they've been in exile for a long time. I also like the design of the new wolf-like creature. Its head reminds me of the little dog things that the Tusken Raiders have, just that head shape. And it also reminds me of the warg design from the Hobbit movies. This new galaxy is interesting, and I know we've only been to this one planet, but it also feels like Thrawn and everyone else have only been to this one planet as well. It doesn't really feel like Thrawn's left. It feels like he's been working with the Great Mothers here this whole time. And it makes me think about the galaxy as a whole that we're in. Are there more inhabited planets in this galaxy? Are they harder to access than they would be in our main galaxy? It has to be something, because it makes me wonder why Thrawn wouldn't have been building ships or recruiting more forces, what have you, in this galaxy. It's strange that he would be in this one place by choice for a long time, but it's probably something we're never going to find out. I think the most interesting part of the show right now is Balin's motive. What is his motive? What is he seeking? He's looking for something, but it's clear that that something isn't the power that Thrawn will give him. It's nothing from our group with Ahsoka and Sabine and Ezra, but there's something about this place that drew him here, an ulterior motive of some kind that has yet to be revealed. Is it something to do with the Night Sister magic? Is it something else? Is it something special about this place? And with only one more episode in this season, we gotta find out in the finale. At the end of the episode, Sabine finds Ezra, and the casting is chef's kiss. Love it. Nails the look, the mannerisms, everything. I'm so happy. Now, in episode 7, we get to see Thrawn's intellect at work. With the help of the Great Mothers, he finds Ahsoka, and the chessboard is set. For those of you who did not see Rebels, this episode and the finale are going to show why he's such a big threat and why it's so imperative that he can't go home, even though I'm suspecting he will. On the other side of things, Ahsoka and Huyang have arrived, and it's nice to see Anakin's messages that he left for Ahsoka. We got to see one of his recordings, or at least part of one, in Rebels. Ahsoka was watching it, and Ezra said that he watched it to improve his own lightsaber training. So it's nice to have that. Again, nice to have Hayden Christensen back in the Clone Wars armor, I think is really cool. Speaking of getting people back, in the trial that Hera has with the New Republic, we get Anthony Daniels back as C-3PO, and it's always nice to see him. Anthony Daniels is one of those people who will always reprise the role of C-3PO, whether it's in a kids animated series or live action. He wants to be that character whenever he can, and that's why we love him so much. It's nice to get another Leia name drop. Obviously, we got Anthony Daniels back as C-3PO because the costume doesn't age, even if the man underneath does. and obviously Carrie Fisher has passed away, so that's their way of having Leia without having a CGI Leia. So, I mean, I'll take it. Moving back to Baylan and Shin, I find it very interesting that Baylan and Shin have seemingly parted ways. Baylan stating that Shin's ambition pulls her in one direction while his destiny is in another. I'm curious to know, again, what his purpose is and how Shin will react to that. Also, now that she's on her own, where will her loyalty lie? Will she stay with Thrawn and the order that he's creating, or will she decide that she wants to take a new path? I thought Ezra's fight with the stormtroopers and with Shin was really cool. He's been gone a long time. He hasn't had his lightsaber in a long time. So he's gotten really in tune with the Force, and he uses his Force fu to fight however he can. Pushing, pulling, doing whatever. Hand-to-hand combat mixed in. I thought it was really cool. I don't necessarily need him to take his lightsaber back. He's given it to Sabine, and he reiterated that it's hers now whenever she offered it back to him. But that being said, I do kind of want him to make another one to be his own. The Force fu is working great against the stormtroopers, and it worked fairly well against Shin, but you're going to need that lightsaber if you have to fight someone like Baylan or someone more powerful than an apprentice. The last point I wanted to mention was, I think the very last line of the episode, when Ezra says, "I think I might be going home after all," I need you to stop right there, because you saying that, I know you don't know this, but this is a TV show, and you saying that means you are not going home. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I want him to go home. I want him to be in future stories, but the fact that that was a line in the show makes me nervous. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but immediately I was like, oh no. I know I said this video was going to be brief, but it's even shorter than I thought. I glossed over a lot of stuff. I just wanted to talk about the main points that I wanted to address. I've been really enjoying this show. This show is going to be really hard to rank when it's all said and done, if they can stick the landing with the finale. But just looking into the future a little bit, I think I'm going to be making a review about the finale, and then a separate video about the show as a whole. And maybe even before the finale comes out, I'll put out another video about my predictions for the finale. But we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you can. It helps with the algorithm. Thank you.